somebody who is close to you or somebody you know who is in addiction, using drugs, but you can't get through to them. What do you do? Okay? First of all, coming from a person who was using drugs and who struggled with addiction for the majority of my life, I can say firsthand that when somebody doesn't want no help, they will do everything to put up blocks and walls so that you can't even see them. Now, if you even get a chance to get wind that this person is in dire straits or needs help, you'll get it from somebody else. You won't get it from them. Because when somebody needs help, let me tell you this, you ain't got to break nobody's arm when somebody really wants help. When I know that I got shot, I knew where to go when I needed help. I didn't have to think about it. It wasn't in reality. It was just simultaneously. I'm looking for a phone to dial 911, or I'm looking for a car to flag down. That's it. That's all. I need you to make a phone call, and that's it. Once that's done, we can worry about breathing and all this and that. But from the first point, help, help, help. When that person don't want no help, that means they got it, or they think they do. Now, addiction is so tricky because it's that they're in control when the drug is in control. Anytime you wake up and before you think about eating, brushing your teeth, using the bathroom, or even wiping your butt, you thinking about getting high. Or you reaching for that drug to get high before you do anything, if you even went to sleep. I've come from a dark place in life from where addiction took me, but I came back because I knew that I was not going to make it if I continued on. There are some of us who abuse drugs to the point where it gets so bad where every time we get high, it could potentially be a death sentence. To where there's some of us who just get high and it's not that serious. But let me tell you this, everything is serious when it piles on top of each other. Okay? You can lay a 10-pound weight on your stomach and be fine. You lay 20 pounds, you can be fine. 30, your breathing changes. 40, 50, 60, 70, you do the math. Okay? You could compile a whole bunch of little things and they'll become big things. And then when you can't move them and you ain't even got enough breath to yell for help, you're going to be wishing that you had said something to somebody. Now, I'm not taking from Earl Simmons, a.k.a. DMX, because that man lived a life that I wish I could live. He came into a lot of good people and a lot of bad people. But I guarantee you, the people that were around him in the end were no different than the people who are around us right now. People who care, people who love us. But see, it's hard to reach somebody who's unreachable. It's hard to reach somebody who is so stubborn, who is so stagnant on doing what he wants to do, that it's almost sickening when you think about what it would take to get this person over the hill of sobriety and down the mountain to recovery. I like how that sounded. Over the hill of sobriety and down the hill to recovery. That's where I'm at with it. I'm all about recovery, man. I don't think I can go back and stay there without dying. It didn't take DMX passing for me to know this. I knew this a long time ago when I overdosed myself. Okay, I'm gonna give you a couple pointers on how to get through to somebody who refuses to get help. Okay? What you want to kind of do is you want to kind of box them in, right? You got to think of it like sports, okay? You got to think of this like a play, okay? you got to think of this like you got to constantly be 2 steps ahead of this person, because they're going to be 3 steps ahead of you, all right? They're ahead of their addiction because they don't want to get caught up, okay? They can get caught up in a whole lot of areas. But let me tell you this. You notice how when you bring up a conversation about anything about drugs or getting help, they're going to quickly throw up a smoke screen and get up out of there before you can even get a chance to get your story up, okay? So here's what you're going to have to do. Most people, A, is going to have their own money, who are stubborn. B, are going to have their own sort of principles. And they're going to be so distant that they have placed themselves and their family so far away that you can't get close to them. And then even if you try to, you're always going to get a voicemail, if you even get through to them, okay? What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get in touch with that person's spouse, and you're going to have to find out how much do they want them to get help, because I'm sure they want them to get all the help in the world. What you got to do is you got to close off any money. If they're making their own money, then you got to find a way to direct deposit to where they can't get to it, because if they got access to money, they're always going to have access to get high, okay? You got to alleviate all that in the dough, because if you don't stand a chance, not with no addict. And you know why? I'm saying that because I was one, and for the most part, am going to be one for the rest of my life, okay? And I'm okay with that. I can accept that because I did that to myself with the help of a lot of other people, okay? And I'm not naming names or none of that, because that's not what this is about. This is about ownership and accountability. And I am willing to be the first person to stand here and tell you that I caused this. I didn't have to. I could have got clean a long time ago. But see, I was stubborn. I didn't want to listen. And I wanted to make my own rules. And I wanted to break the ones that was already set. Okay? I wasn't one of those addicts that used money from my job. That if I had one, oh yeah, I did. But I probably owed it already. I was probably a check and a half ahead of the checks that were already ain't even made yet. Because that's how far of an addict I was, okay? Then I went into the stealing, then I went into the stealing, then I went into the thieving, and the manipulating, and the hustling, and the bustling, and doing. I was a different type of addict, okay? You don't find too many like me anymore. The ones like me, we try to get clean, because we know what's out there. Nothing but death and destruction. Now, to those who are stubborn and don't want to agree to the terms or the conditions of the contract, do you have a contract? Then there's number 2, make a contract. If it's already out there that you know they're getting high and you already gave them an ultimatum and they still haven't taken the bait, then you need to cut all corners. Cut all ties off with money. Make sure that there's no chance that they can get the keys, get none of that. All that's over with. You as the wife, you as the girlfriend, if you got to stand up, and it's going to be on you, because you're going to have to say, hey, he keeps on coming or she keeps on coming. I don't know how to tell her no. Yes, you do. Put your foot down. Stop being scary. Do you want to bury this person? Then you're going to be wishing you did what I told you to do. Just take heed to the things that I'm telling you, okay? Now, I know y'all are standing here like, man, I'm supposed to take advice from somebody who's still struggling? Well, let me tell you this. Some people's struggles on the inside and some people's struggles on the outside. Now, for those of us who struggle on the inside, we've already battled this outside thing, and we know that it's up here. So see, my battle is up here, but I fight daily. Just like the person who's fighting on the outside daily. He just hasn't gotten to where I've gotten to. But when he joins or she joins these ranks or these level of recovery, then you'll know where I'm at, and you'll know how easy it does get eventually. But other areas get harder, because then when it becomes a battle of the mind, then you're playing chess. You're not playing checkers no more. You're not playing Connect 4, okay? You're not playing a little kids game. You're playing a real high-paced, fast, in reality, in real lifetime, no latency, no nothing. Front, right there and center. Your life day to day. front seat. Hopefully not driving. Okay? Hopefully your higher power. Hopefully you're connected with your higher power. Hopefully somebody near you has shown you what a higher power feels like. Because once you connect to your higher power and you have that connection, you have that guidance, you have that GPS. You know how when you download an app and it says it wants to allow you to access your contacts, right? Your camera, right? Your recorder. Well, that's what your higher power wants. Your higher power wants access to all that, so it can get rid of the bad things or the good things and the things that you need around you. But you have to allow access. So once you reach that level where you're willing to accept you have a problem and it's time to get help, when you begin to find out that all you had to do is call on your higher power. All this time, he just been sitting there, she, however you want to call your higher power, whatever you want to call your higher power, whatever it is, it's just got to be bigger than you. I don't want to get all deep into this, but you know who's an addict in your family. You know who needs help. And you know if they need your help. You might be the only person that can save that one person in your family. Do you want to rejoice over the life that they once lived? Or do you want to rejoice on the life that you helped spare and that they can live out? I'm giving you 100% definite, concrete, that if you continue to push and push and push until there is no more, box them in a corner, I guarantee you eventually they will see that they got to get clean, and they will. And I love y'all, and I just tell you, this is CBO Lex, and I am recovering.